school and do all these things with them, and you don't miss their games. Or my kids, I'm a karate mom, so I don't miss my son's tournaments and things like that,
Oh,
right?
awesome.
So I don't have to do that, but I can still generate an income. I can still help people. I can still
Yep.
serve the way that it feels fulfilling for me, both in my heart and in my mind to do. So, which brings me to my next question for you is, how do you help people?
That's a great question. And I'd love to tell you a bit about my experience being a mom and staying home with the
Love it.
kids. So, my oldest son, who has the open heart surgeries, he was 2 when the pandemic hit, and we were home. And it was just when my business was starting to take off, just when I was getting more clients, the marketing was working, I was figuring things out. And all of a sudden, I've got a toddler home with me for 3 months and I've got to figure it out. My husband worked full time running a construction company, so he was gone all day. And so figuring out, okay, what do I do differently? How do I have client calls? I had 2 thoughts. I thought either this is going to make my business fly and I'm going to figure it out, or I'm screwed. This is game over. And luckily I said, nope, I'm going to figure this out. I will figure this out. And so I ended up, I will never forget, I have a picture of me pushing him in one of those little, we still have it, one of those little strollers that's like a car with the wheels, like pushing him through the mud so that he could play on a client call with my corded headphones to my iPhone. Like, okay, I'm going to take a client call and I'm going to play with my kid and we're going to figure this out. And really from that situation, I started playing with technology of, okay, how do you be a mom? How do you be with your kids? Because you're so right, that time freedom, you don't have that when you're sitting at a desk somewhere else 9 to 5. And the flexibility that you can get when you work for yourself, oh my goodness, or schedule client calls. And then all of my clients are families or women or moms. And so anytime it was like, oh yeah, your breastfeeding baby is on camera, no big deal, whatever you need. When I had my second son, I took a month off and they were like, oh, do you need more time? What do you need? How can we help you? And most recently, so I've worked with about 1,000 women in the last 5 years. And most recently, one of my clients, she's 37 weeks pregnant. She has 4 other kids. And she has a successful health coaching business. And working with me, she went from 0 income to making 3 to 5 grand a month. It's been
Wow, that's
really cool.
incredible. So you're
It's been great.
seasoned. Okay.
Yep.
You're seasoned.
We will
Um,
figure it out.
yeah, and I love that, you're breastfeeding on Zoom and getting,
Mhm.
getting the information you need to build your business. I mean, it's possible. And I think a lot of it is mindset. People don't really know what's possible. And that's
Yeah.
why I think this environment, this self-study sort of environment that we're in, this digital
Mm.
landscape where people are realizing that I do not have to stay stuck. If I am feeling like my life is something's lacking, something's missing, or I just want more, there's so many people like myself and like yourself who are out here putting information out to help people
Mhm.
to become unstuck, to evolve, to grow, and to create that mindset of it's possible for me. If she can do it, I can do it.
That was mind blowing. I love watching women celebrate, brag, talk about the money they're making, talk about the scope of business they have. Because if we aren't doing that, we don't know what's possible. And it feels like it's insurmountable. Like no one's ever built this. My situation's unique. It's never going to happen. But when we hear the stories of what could be, it gets our brain starting to think differently. Like, well, how does this work for my life? How do I get to figure this out? I love that.
It's so beautiful. So, how do we start to work with you?
That's a great question. So I'm actually launching a membership in July. So that'll
Mhm.
be coming soon. I'm so excited about it. I have a wait list that's out right now. If you get on my email newsletter through my website, you can get on the wait list. And then mostly right now, I work one-on-one with clients. And so there's a whole website page on it, but I really believe that it takes time to figure out, okay, what's the schedule? Who do you work with? Who do you serve? How do you do it? Building out a program suite, heart-centered marketing, sacred sales. So my mentorship is usually 6 months, one-on-one. And I work with video coaching and Telegram, so people get access to me in their back pocket, which I love doing. It's so much fun and really accessible, especially for moms. And I have spots open right now.
So when you say that you work with Telegram, do you mean you have like I can
Yeah.
voice message you and I can be like, "Hey, this is what's going on. Can you?" And you'll just message me right back?
Uh-huh.
That's
100%.
so awesome. How many clients do you typically work with at a time for your 6-month interval?
That's a great question. Up until this point, usually 5 to 7, but I'm actually taking on a slew of new one-on-one clients. I want to see like how many one-on-one clients can I help at a time? So I'm going for 15. I've got 7 spots left.
Outstanding. And so to break it down, because I know it's on the website, but I like to break things down.
Oh
So to
yeah.
break it down, so if I am so I know you have studied a lot of different modalities for healing, like
Yes.
yoga and alt. Oh my God. There was a list so long, I can't even believe it. I'll
It's a
let
really
you
long list.
you you tell, but I think I'm most connected to the breath work and the yoga, and I know you do the
Mm.
meditation and you
Hmm.
do oh my gosh, you do lots of esoteric stuff like the tarot
I
and the
do.
psychic awareness, and oh my gosh, so
And
I mean that's a
intuition, yeah.
whole deep dive that I'd like to go into next. But I really want to hear about how do you help the person? Like, do they normally come to you with something that they do? So, for example,
Yeah.
I don't know if I did meditation, right? And I helped people with a certain style of meditation. Would I
Hmm.
come to you and say, "Hey, I do this. I have this skill, but I don't know how to offer it to people in a way that will generate revenue."
Yes, that is precisely what happens. Usually, women come to me and they're trained in multiple healing arts modalities too. They're massage therapists, they're certified in Reiki, maybe they're Reiki trainers. And what they're doing is offering sessions at an hourly rate. And
Mhm.
it's one off here and there, but it's nothing that they could plan to pay a mortgage with or to make 6 figures. And so my job, as I see it, is to come in and work with them to figure out, okay, who do they really want to support? How do they want to do that? How do we combine all of the healing arts skills to make something unique to them, and then create packages and programs that bring in consistent monthly recurring revenue, and then stacking and overlapping that revenue so they can build to 10K months and beyond.
That's wonderful. I love
Thank
that. How long does it usually take for someone to start seeing, like, let's just say $1,000 a month extra in
Oh,
revenue
that's
that's
a
based.
great question. If it was, so it depends on where they're at in business. If they already have their program nailed, if they've got a sales page, if they feel confident in it, really quick, probably 30 days, 30 to 60 days. If we're just starting at the beginning of, okay, I'm trained in these things, I don't have a following, I don't have an email list. What's an email list? How do I do that? Then there's a bit more skill building that we have to do in order for me to help them get to that next level. But usually my clients start to see more revenue, more engagement, feel more confident showing up online, talking about their programs and offers within a month or two of us working together.
That's really fast.
Thank
So,
you.
if I started with you today, in 2
Yeah.
months from now, I could be making an extra $1,000.
Probably more, given how comfortable you are with all of your platforms and showing up and engaging your community, because that's a huge part of it, is creating that intimacy and connection with your potential clients.
That's incredible. You know what, Chris? Chris is one of my girls, so she
Oh,
turned up
yay.
to show some support, and she's actually a very magical, spiritual, healing woman.